Hey everybody, welcome back to Prepper Junkie. Today on the table we have a very cool firearm. This is a Robinson Arms XCR-L. Let's get this review started. Alright folks, as I said, this is a Robinson Arms XCR-L. Very unique gun, very cool. So yeah, let's just kind of dive on in. Okay, let's go over things that does not come with this gun. Let's start off with this optic. Now, can I just say, this is not my gun. I did borrow this for the review from one of my friends. Thank you for that. I did not put this optic on it. I don't want to hear it in the comments. I know. Very expensive gun, very cheap optic. Not generally a good mix. But so yeah, anyway, that does not come with it. What does come, you do get a 30 round PMag. Usually comes with a metal mag, but I just have a PMag with me today. And it does come with a nice carry case, which was a nice touch. And the backup sights, I believe, did not come with it either. So other than that, everything you see does come with the gun. Now, what makes this kind of a unique gun for me, it's kind of a combination of an AR, an AK, and a FAL. It's like they've taken all the best bits of those guns and stuck them in this one. It's really pretty unique and very nice. So let's dive right on in. We're going to start at the back here. This is a 12-inch barrel, so we do have a brace at the back here. We have the tail hook brace like so. It's super nice quality construction in this whole setup. We do have a QD sling attachment on the side right here. Obviously, this is adjustable. At the bottom here, we have a little knob that will turn to loosen up. There's a button on either side to adjust that brace to whatever position you would like. Once it's there, just lock in place, turn that screw, and you're locked in place. Moving along, we do have an adjustable cheek rise right here. To adjust this, you're just going to push back like so, lift up, and then you'll see there's a little place for it to go in. You just slide that forward and it locks in place like so. If you take it too far back and pull up, it will just pull right off, but it does go straight back on. So very easy to attach once again. Now this is actually a folding brace, which is really cool. Also makes it a little smaller if you want to store it or travel with it. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So you're just going to push up on a little button here. Oops. And you'll fold that over. It actually locks into place, so it won't move until you push that button again. You can access all the controls from here because it's an ambidextrous lower, so everything, the trigger, everything you can get access to, no problems whatsoever. And as I said, just push that button back up and lock that into place. It's really sturdy. There's no wiggle in that at all. It's a really nice brace. Very well done. Now moving along to the upper receiver, you'll notice here this is a monolithic upper. It's all one piece, which I do like monolithic uppers. You'll see these with LMT as well and things like that. I'm a fan. So as I say, it's all one piece. So if you take like a standard AR-15, you'd have the break right here. And obviously if you want to attach an LPVO, you can't bridge that gap, right? It's a big no-no. So having the monolithic upper, it has other features too, like if you're running night vision and you know, there's a lot of benefits to these monolithic uppers, but they're very cool. As I say, 1913 pick rail the whole way along there too. Moving down to the ejection port, there's no dust cover. We do have a brass deflector. The controls are very AR-15 reminiscence. They're pretty much identical. So you have your safety right here. This is an ambi safety. It's a 45-degree throw lever, which is really nice. You have your mag release in the standard position you would expect on an AR-15, and then you have your other mag release on the other side. The bolt catch and release, let me take this mag out again. The bolt catch and release is actually at the bottom of the trigger guard. So what you would do is pull your charging handle back, and then you would push up on those levers, again, either side, locks the bolt back in like so, and then to release, you just push down on the tab at the bottom there. So very cool. Not obviously the same as an AR-15, but I do like him on there. It does work. It's pretty intuitive. You do have an extended curved trigger guard at the bottom here. Now this is all one piece built into the lower, so you can't change that out. But since it's curved, I'm a fan. We do have a basic A2 stock here. Excuse me, A2 grip. Not a fan, but again, really simple and cheap upgrade would fix that problem. Now going to the trigger. It has a 2-stage trigger. It's a really, really nice trigger. So I'm not sure who makes these triggers. I'm not sure if they make them in-house or if they bring out maybe a company's trigger, and I'm not sure, but the trigger is definitely very, very nice. So you've got your first stage, which is a minimal take up. You're at the wall, very clean, crisp break. And then just do the reset, a little bit of let out. Very positive and tactile reset on there as well. You can really get up and running fast with this trigger. It's got kind of the best of both worlds. So if you wanted to throw some lead down range, you can definitely do it with this trigger. But also being the 2-stage trigger, you can actually take those more precise shots also if you need be. So get the best of both worlds with that 2-stage trigger. Obviously on the side here, we do have a side charging handle. The action is super smooth. It's non-reciprocating, means when you fire, this bolt will not come back and try to break your thumbs like the old scars. It does stay forward when you're firing, so very nice. And again, that action is very, very smooth. Okay, moving back up to the rail. So this is, again, these guns are completely customizable to however you want it. So if you decide to buy one of these, you go through Robinson's Arms website. There's drop-down menus, you just select whatever you want. Now, depending on what you want can bump the price of these guns, so bear that in mind. My friend has gone with Chemo. I wouldn't have gone with Chemo. Personally, I would have gone with M-Lock, but each to their own. You do have the slots in 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. So there's tons of rail attachments to plug in whatever you would want. Moving up here, we do have an adjustable gas block. There's like 7 different settings on here, which is phenomenal. You can fine tune this gun to be suppressed, unsuppressed, whatever ammo you're running, and whatever you want to do. To adjust it, there's a tiny little detent at the very bottom here that you just push down, and that will allow you to turn that gas tube right there. Okay, so underneath this handguard, we do have a 12-inch barrel. It is a 223 wild barrel, and it is a 1-in-8 twist. Again, you select what barrel you want. So if you want a 1-in-7, 1-in-8, 1-in-9, those options are available. You can do a lighter barrel, heavier barrel. So there's different profiles of barrels for you to choose from. Again, completely customizable, as I already mentioned. At the front here, we have a brake. The brake works tremendously well on this gun, but this one, even with my ear pros in, was ringing my ears. So it is very, very loud, but extremely effective, and we'll touch base on that in a second. Okay, so let's check the upper and lower. I like to kind of do this wiggle test where we see how if there's any play between the upper and lower. And there's absolutely none. The fit and finish is absolutely exquisite on this gun. I really don't think they could have done a better job if they tried. It is very, very high quality. Very nice indeed. Now, on the other side here, I didn't point this out, this little button right here, this is actually to take the gun down, right? So take the gun down, let me put this down here. You're just gonna push that forward, and it will come, the lower receiver will come down like so. Now you can see right here, this piece, this is actually part of your guide rod and spring here, and that's why that spring. So if you go to close it, you'll notice obviously it won't close. We pull that down, let it go, and it goes, and it will sit into place right here, and that's how this actually locks together. So very cool. It's a standard AR-15 trigger in here, so the lower kind of looks like an AR-15 lower. Obviously it is not, but it looks very reminiscent of an AR-15 lower. Obviously the gun takes PMags, it takes AR triggers and things like that, but obviously it's not an AR-15 lower. Okay, now if you want to take the gun down even further, now there is a takedown pin here, very reminiscent to an AR-15 front takedown pin. You can pop that out and take off your lower. We're going to leave that on there for now because the pin's pretty stiff. So to take this down further, you're going to push up on that little knob that I told you to push forward. It will actually lift this out. There's your guide rod and spring. It looks very similar to an AK. And then we're going to slide the bolt and the bolt carrier and everything out like so. And this is how it looks. Looks very, again, very reminiscent of an AK setup, right? Actually, if you look at the bolt face on here, it definitely looks like an AK bolt on here. But that is your setup. This actually will come off just like so. So you can take that piece off, and then you can take the bolt out, and then we'll see we have the firing pin right there. And then obviously, I'm not going to take the gun down any further, but just go in reverse and put it back together. So let's talk about shooting this gun. Shooting it was absolutely amazing. It's an incredible gun to shoot. It's got that super nice trigger. It's got that brake that just mitigates any recoil. I mean, there's literally no recoil on this gun. It was quite impressive. Extremely soft shooting. And again, it's just a pleasure to shoot. Again, having all those kind of combinations of AK, FAL, and AR designs in this just makes it phenomenal. Again, this brake did make my ears ring, something pretty crazy, but other than that, yeah, phenomenal shooting experience. Really, truly incredible. Unfortunately, I didn't get to suppress it. I don't have a suppressor that will go over this brake, but just shooting it, yeah, I had an amazing time firing this gun. It's probably, and I don't say this lightly, it's probably easily the least recoil I've ever felt in a 223 5.56 gun. So again, if you want to buy one of these, again, you can customize it to exactly how you want it. Now, the only downside to that is obviously since you're customizable, they do take a little bit to make and get out to you. So there's a little bit of a waiting period, I believe, to get a hold of one of these. Cost-wise, no, actually, before we even get into that, you'll notice this color is actually a custom color. It's a sniper gray color. You can choose the color of your gun. Also, my friend went with a sniper gray, and I think it looks absolutely legit. It's a very, very nice color. So yeah, these are going to cost you easily into the $2,000 range. The nicer parts you put on, it can bump up the cost of this gun, so bear that in mind. But you're looking at a minimum of about $2,000, easily plus. Are they worth it? From my shooting experience, the overall quality, I think that these are absolutely top of the line firearm. There's absolutely no skimping on this gun, and it works like a freaking machine. Very impressive. So if you've got the money and you're looking for something that's not an AR, but kind of has the similarities to all those other things that I mentioned, and one of the flattest shooting guns that or one of the softest shooting guns that I've ever used, yeah, it's for you. All right, folks. That is pretty much it for me. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. I am always happy to help out wherever I can. If you've noticed my t-shirt throughout the video, this is from a friend of mine. They're a veteran-owned company called borntobefreeapparel.com. Check them out. They have some awesome t-shirts. Links in the description also. Go and check those guys out. And well, that's pretty much it for me, folks. Until next time, I'll catch you later.